The way to deal with negative thoughts is actually pretty simple, bro. So there's two main lines of advice, and both of them are wrong. One side tells you to live in it forever. Your dad hit you when you were kids. You're like, oh, my dad hit me when I was a kid, so now I'm 500 pounds and I don't know what to do with my life. While they're 50 years old, okay? And then there's other line of advice, which is like, well, you gotta tough it out and you gotta be a strong man and then just power through and just ignore it. Both are wrong. And I don't mean to mock people who value masculinity because I do. But the way to deal with negative thoughts, and specifically negative thought cycles, which is what most people deal with, right? They do something wrong, like they end up dropping something on accident, and they're like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Or they randomly get a thought like, oh, well, I'm never gonna get a wife. Never gonna get a wife. I'm never gonna get a wife. And you just can't get the thought out of your head, etc. Okay? How do you deal with that? The way you deal with it is by attacking it head on. Okay? Because negative thoughts are really just a mirage. It's like, think about like a massive dinosaur that breathes fire. Okay? And you look at it like, whoa, that is scary. But then you walk up to it and realize it doesn't move, and you just can do that, and it topples over and breaks into a million pieces. That's exactly how negative thoughts work. Okay? So don't be scared of the negative thoughts. Just attack it straight on. And the way you do it is just by creating a line of questioning. Pretend you're a lawyer, okay? Your negative thought is like a person you need to question so you can get someone to go to jail for life. Okay? And you first want to ask it, okay, well, let's say you have the thought, oh, well, my penis is too small. Okay, let's say that's your thought, all right? The first question you ask is, okay, well, is it actually small? And for some of you, the immediate answer is no, and then it's pretty easy to do it from that point on. But maybe the answer is actually yes, okay? Maybe, let's give it something a bit more relatable, okay? Well, maybe not relatable, but less, a bit more serious. Okay, I'm gonna be serious, okay? Let's say it's something more like, well, does it really matter at this point that you lost the game? Or, no, or something better is, let's say you're playing a game, okay, you're playing a basketball game, you make a mistake. And you're just beating yourself, oh, I made this mistake, I made this mistake, I made this mistake. You're like, okay, well, does that mistake really matter? And the answer is always going to be no. Because it's the past, right? So then you ask yourself, okay, well, it doesn't really matter, so why do you care? Why do you care? Think about it, and like, well, makes me feel bad. Why? Well, it's me closer to losing, I guess, and I let down the team. Well, it's better to proceed on with this mindset or with a different mindset that's more positive, etc., etc. Just keep going on and on and on. And then, when you understand the question, you frame it like this, eventually it no longer becomes negative. It just becomes a line of words. For example, let's say right now, you're a retard. Did you cry? Did you have a mental breakdown because I said that? No, it's just some words and you forget about it in a few seconds. Your negative thought is going to become exactly like that when you attack it. Once you attack it, it completely loses all power because the power, like I say, is all in your head. And funnily enough, you break it down in your own head too, but it's like different parts of your brain. Think about it like that. It's all in your head, okay? The negative thought, it only has as much power as you give it. And you give it power when you either revel in it by being sad the whole time. Like, oh, I made this bad pass. I made this bad pass. I made this bad pass. Or you try and ignore and just power on without addressing it. Every time you have a negative thought, just go at it. And I'm going to give you another tip here. If you find yourself in a negative mindset, if you're having trouble doing this because your mind's just so negative at the moment, watch something that will make you laugh. It could be anything. Whatever makes you laugh, watch it. Maybe you want to watch, there was this, I was doing this one time and there was a video of a dog with only two legs. It was missing two. And he was like walking, like, well, he didn't have arms. He was walking like this on the two legs. Quite impressive, actually. And the video was like, when your legs don't work like they used to before that song. And it was, if you laugh, you go to hell. Thankfully, it's not actually real because I would have gone to hell many times over. But it's something stupid like that. I just laugh at something. And then it'll be much easier to attack the thought. So let's say you had a negative thought, oh, I'm never going to get a wife. And then, you don't like your mindset, so you increase your energy by laughing at something. And then you attack it again. It's like, well, why do you care? Well, because family, blah, 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 blah. Well, what's the best thing to do? And then you break it down. And then eventually the thought just goes away. And it may come back once again, but you just deal with it the same way. And eventually you start doing this instinctively. And then negative thoughts will no longer have any power over you. And this is far more powerful, far more important than all this other stuff that people tell you because they all tell you the same thing. Oh, well, you gotta quit your video games, quit your social media, quit your explicit content, and that's true. Okay, you should. But that's the first stage. I'm trying to move you guys up to the second stage. Okay, beyond all these other people. Move you up to the second stage, which is understanding yourself in your own head. Okay? And this helps with that. This is gonna be far more valuable and useful than a lot of other stuff people tell you, okay? If you wanna learn more, go into Discord. I'm so good. Alright, what's the next topic?